What's up, Brady? I see you. Yeah, and I'll probably be making a brick emote this weekend. With as often as I'm bricking gear, it's probably makes sense about now. Got a couple different things we're going to be experimenting with today, courtesy of a couple of friends that put out some videos. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to get into some testing of the community builds. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What's up, everybody? We're gonna be getting started here in just a moment. Currently grabbing his toes and yelling at the floor. Baby's asleep. All right, that sounds good. That sounds good. All right, everybody, how are we doing? My name is Dotsy. So glad to have everybody in here. The first thing we're gonna be doing is talking about the current rogue build that we have, the updates that I'll be making to the rogue build, and a couple of different things that we've been experimenting with. Honestly, I'm really excited about where we are right now with the build, but after reading some things, we might be able to take it even further. So let's kind of dive in and let's start talking about it. And if anyone has any questions or ideas, feel free. How do I send my build? Like, what format do I use? You can either put it on a build planner on like Mobalytics, D4, Maxroll. You can go ahead and just screenshot your current build, Eternal, and put it in the D4 and just upload them as a bunch of screenshots. It's entirely up to you. Today we're going to be testing some rogue stuff first. You have a question. What is up, Duck? How are we doing, man? I play hardcore. I have a Shakos, Andes, and a Doombringer. Any idea for build? What tune are you playing on? Are you currently on a Rogue? Are you on a Barb? Are you on a Sork, Necro? What are you playing on? That'll kind of help me decide. But also for hardcore, my build may not be best. My build may not be best for hardcore because survivability is sometimes not always guaranteed, if that makes sense. It's all good, Eternal. Hey, welcome in from Russia, Edward. How are you doing? You did a T100. Okay, so you've got good survivability. My biggest question is, what's your build not doing that you wanted to do? Are you feeling you're getting kind of hard stuck at 100, or are you just kind of like soft capped at 100? You don't really want to kind of take it past that. kind of tell me about what are the kind of things you're experiencing, and that'll help me. I wish you good luck and happiness. I wish you good luck and happiness. Thank you so much, man. And today we're first going to be kind of talking about the build. The first things first is we're going to be crafting a Doombringer. So let me go ahead and do that. Edward, thank you for the follow. We're going to be crafting a Doombringer, so let me go ahead and salvage this real quick. We're salvaging materials. I have duplicates, so we're just salvaging some duplicates. And now we're going to go ahead and make a Doombringer, because in this new build, we're going to be using one. All right, we just got a regular one. No GA. That's okay. Now, many of you may have questions like, why is he using a Doombringer? That doesn't seem like it makes much sense. I promise you, I will explain everything. I think I can push 120. Just want to try something new. What kind of build are you using? Are you using a Heartseeker by chance? As I stand, I have 51% dodge chance. So you're pretty comfy. Yeah, rip, no GA. I mean, look, it's a gamble every time, but I'll take what I can get, if that makes any sense. We're not really going to be focusing on the crit from this, but the max life portion, and I'm going to kind of explain why. So first thing, we're just going to go ahead and just masterwork the tits off of it real quick. Let me go ahead and get some mats made. I don't know if that'll be enough. And then I need 275, 300. Hey, Fox is here. What is up, dude? Yeah, Heartseeker with Poison Trap. Okay, so on this build, I'm currently using Flurry, but I have started using Poison Trap. We're gonna go into it. You have 75.5. Fox, you're a legend. You're an absolute legend. Oh, we need a little more Obdicite, just a pinch more. I think that'll be enough. I'm not sure if that's enough, actually. No, I need 40. I need 30 more. Max resist 10 count. What's up, Day? How we doing? Swap the ruby to emerald. You still have 50k HP. Nice. What up, chat? What's up, Hobbs? How we doing, bro? We just getting started. Everyone's already in here. I love it. Keep going. A bit of Wujio. He runs. Oh, okay. Okay. What'd this roll into? Okay, so it rolled into damage. That's honestly, it's totally okay. It's not going to make a huge difference for us personally. Am I playing with fans or only friends? Because I was wondering if I could join. Right now, I'm not really doing anything with anybody at the moment, as I'm going to be going over this build. But once I figure out this build and we're doing some testing, you'll be more than welcome to come in. My only thing is, if you're gonna join in, be able to hold your weight, because we're gonna be running 101s. So if you can't comfortably run 101s, it may not be best to join.
Hey, old man.
What's up, dude?
What are you doing?
Doing good, bro. About to just working on this Doombringer right quick.
Making some shenanigans.
Yeah, man. I saw a video today and it kind of inspired me. They didn't really do any testing in the video. They just kind of said, hey, this could be something. And I'm like, okay, let me do it myself. So I'm testing it out.
If I didn't need the aspect just blood, I will have to try Azeroth Doombringer. So and Whirlwind.
You're gonna try
number like hidden, but I need the aspect slot.
Got you. That makes sense. Okay, so we're moving this over to, we're moving our ring over to Bursting Venom, since we're going to be replacing the Bursting Venom's dagger. Actually, we'll replace the Pestilent Points dagger. Let me just make this Pestilent Points. You want to keep the higher dagger. Was wondering if I could run Andy's Heartseeker. You probably could, but you're probably going to do better by using your Shaco with your current build. And we're going to be putting that in now. Yeah, I know our transmog removed, but look, our life now has gone up substantially. Now we don't need a whole lot of this life. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab these emeralds gems I got. And we're gonna take out these so we can increase our dex, which will increase our overall damage and our dodge chance without having to quote unquote respec. And this should probably get us up to like 20 something, probably like 21, 2200. Yeah, so 2100 dex now from 1700. Okay, I can join my druid. I can do damage, but I'm going to stay back a bit. Is that okay? No, that's fine. If you're comfortable doing 101s, that's totally okay. When we get in there, that's fine. So before we put in the gems, we were at like 50k, and now because of our Doombringer, how it rolled, we're already getting another 37% max life. So it's kind of making up for that fact, and we're able to put more dex in. So we're able to essentially deal more damage, if that makes any sense. And I think that's going to help with our speed running. Rogue. Wink. Let me read that. I'm just trying to catch up. Thank you for the love on YouTube. I appreciate you. And now we need to, do I have a emerald? Yes, I do. I got to put a slot in my Doombringer and throw some DOT on that, boo. And I think you can only put one in a sword, I believe, right? Just one in a sword? Living room, not really. Not really what? Can you explain what the not really? I'm a little lost as to what you mean. Increases our dodge chance and our skill damage, so we're going to probably see a little bit of an increase. Not something crazy, but we'll see a pretty sizable difference. Our damage to crowd controlled went down a little bit, but all of our stuff is still in the high 500s. Do I talk through in-game? No, I don't use in-game. No, not at all. I don't use in-game whatsoever. We're losing some damage over time. We're losing the caltrops, and we're losing the damage to crowd controlled, but we're getting 23,000 shadow damage. We're getting more flat damage, and we're getting more life. So we're going to see what the trade-off here is, and we're going to see what some of those key differences are. What different aspect am I running? So I switched out intercom. So instead of running intercom, I moved pestilent points from my dagger that was now the Doombringer to here. For defense, I'm running the Umbros, Shared Misery, Might, and Concussive Strikes. And that's going to give us a lot of defense. Now, some of my stuff didn't quite roll the way I wanted to. Change Might. What would I be changing Might to? What would you recommend I change Might to? What's my dodge at? That is a great question. I haven't checked that just yet. I know it's probably lower than I want it to be. I can tell you that much. Dodge is only at 28%, so it's fairly low. Are you recommending I put in the assimilation? The assimilation one? Hold on. This one where it increases my dodge chance when I fortify? Is that what you were getting at? So I can increase my dodge chance? Okay, we'll give it a go. That'll work. So it gives us another 8%. We're still capped on resistances, which is super important. Increase with all that health. Exactly. Which is why, now, would you recommend now that I put all of the health nodes back into my gear, or should I run with the dex nodes? Probably be the best question. What's your recommendation there, living room? Run the dex nodes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to test a 101. And the only other difference that I've made outside of this would be in my skill tree. I'll kind of break it down. I rolled out of dash and I took the nodes out of stutter step since we don't really critically strike. And I put one into poison trap and then all the way down to subverting to give us that 10 times plus a flat of 299,000. So we're getting that. And then instead of rolling into debilitating toxins to stack more attack speed, we're going to roll into alchemical advantage. And then we rolled into one into innervation and then 3 into second wind to increase our lucky. Our lucky's already pretty high, and then this will give us our movement speed as well. So looking at my movement speed now at a flat, I'm sitting at 185 for my movement speed, and my lucky hit bonus is 33% with a 65% chance to freeze. Now, it is good to have some differences, whether it's freeze or slow or stun. I haven't decided which one I want to roll off. I'm kind of torn between running off freeze. Oh, you play on Xbox? That's cool, man. I'm kind of torn between either rolling off freeze to get like stun or another immobilization, because there was some testing that I read from another creator where they said the more different types of immobilizations you have, the faster they trigger a stagger. I haven't really seen the testing on it. I don't know how they were able to figure out how one works better than the other, or if having multiples of them works better than just having one or two. So I'm not entirely sure how that testing went or what they did to figure it out. I'd love to know. That way I can like be like, oh, that makes sense. Can I carry Uber Zier? Yeah, I can do Uber Zier on any tune that I have. My rogue sits at 93 attack power, 9100 armor, and 24k health with Andes. I will say that your health is pretty low, and if you have 93k attack power, I'm assuming you have a lot of things rolled into all damage. If you have that high, I could only assume you have it rolled into all damage. It does work. Okay, Kenneth, it does work. So I'll tell you what, let's roll one temper. I'll do it off my gloves, because it's not gonna make much of a difference, because it'll probably hit another one. And let's see if it'll roll onto stun maybe. All right, so it rolled onto stun. That's just perfect. Is there an armor cap? Yes, the armor cap you want to hit is 9230. Once you hit 9230, anything after that is diminishing returns. The second you hit 9230, you don't have to get a penny over. That's it. So now we have slow, stun, and freeze. So we have different options here. So we're going to test it. And we're going to see how it goes. On every build. Yeah, every build has the same armor cap. 9230. It's non-diminishing. It's literally 0. Kidney, can you get into the VC and kind of talk to me about it a little bit? I wanted to pick your brain on it earlier, but I knew you were busy, and I know our timelines are a little bit like wonky. Well, shit. Thank you. My Barb has a lot more than that. Yeah, no, you only need 9230. That's your base. 70 dodge and 42 lucky hit. Oh, damn. See, your dodge is really good. I wanted to roll more into lucky hit here, or dodge here, but I needed to get the armor so I could hit my armor cap. I was below my under cap. I can't find any patch notes. Do they just ghost nerfs? I wouldn't say they ghost nerfs, but there are a lot of hot fixes, and sometimes they put the notes out at a later date, Danny. My Fortify stays up on 24k. Oh, that's different. That's nice. Father, I've returned. What's up, Daniel? How we doing, man? All right, Kit. So kind of explain to me what the differences are with the lucky hit, slow stun, and freeze, because I'll tell you what I've heard first, and then you just give me feedback. I've heard that the more types of staggers, or the types of things that you have that are different, the higher probability of stagger is to hit faster. What's the difference that you've heard?
Okay, that is indeed 100% correct. However, the problem is, if you stack, let's say, everything into freeze and you're guaranteed to freeze, you're going to freeze the boss all the time. But it still has to reset. You can't just, like, infinitely do the exact same CC every 0.1 second onto a boss. So you're better off to roll into multiple categories. That way you're getting stagger up multiple different times.
Okay, then so it is true. Away, it is true.
The next stagger procs again. So yes, it is.
Okay, solid. Hey, Daniel, thank you for the follow. Azure, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you guys. So it is good to have multiples. So that's good. That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, one other
I would only roll, but because you're building a build that requires CC to do big burst damage, that's where you should be rolling all. But if you're rolling something like Barbarian, where you're not really rolling into crowd control damage, then you're better off just to run the one singular one and roll that stat to insanely high. That way you're pretty much guaranteed to, let's say, freeze something on like a crowd
1 to 2
control
hit.
spam Barb or Sork or some shit like that, you know,
Got
rather
you,
than
got
being
you.
like, I staggered him in 0.1 seconds and deleted his health bar with Darials like you do.
Fair enough. Okay, also, guys, thank you for the follows. Danny, Peter, thank you so much. Living room, can I join? I'm not in hardcore. I'm on a core tune. Also, another thing that I found out was there was a buff to Doombringer. Did you hear about the buff to Doombringer?
No.
There was a buff to Doombringer. It now does 50% more damage, shadow damage. So now, instead of it doing 12,000, it now does 23,000.
Yeah, but it was a minor buff compared to the rest of them.
Minor as it may be, this build builds off of damage over time and shadow damage. And with me running shadow imbuement, and I'm assuming it's going to make for a lot of explosions to happen. But we'll test. We're going to be testing it now.
Here's the thing with what's happening. So damage over time has a guaranteed lucky hit proc.
Absolutely.
When you're inflicting it, like poison and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is you don't have to roll a puncture has a 5% chance to proc a 25%. So now you're looking at every 20 punctures has a chance to proc every 4 of those. Now you're looking at like every 80 punctures can proc a Doombringer, right? If you have a 5% lucky hit chance.
Correct.
Puncture. Whereas DOT is 100% chance to proc that 25 every single time it ticks.
Now,
so what happens is if your poison ticks 4 times,
yes,
that's pretty much an average of 1 every 4 ticks, which is like once every 2 seconds you're proccing Doombringer on average. But we all know the RNG numbers when they say 2% and you get 1 in 400.
Now,
So-
how does that affect when lucky hit is up? Like my lucky hit's 40% and I'm running pestilent points, which poison imbues my puncture every 3rd cast.
So that's going to mean...
With the attack speed ramping all the way up to 99%. Because I get up to 90, I cap out my attack speed. So I'm doing roughly
here's the
18
thing.
punctures per second.
What's your puncture's lucky hit chance?
46% base.
That's 46% including all multipliers. Outside of non-physical multiplier in your skill tree board.
Mm-hmm.
Your lucky hit chance actually affects everything on there and it shows it in real time.
Okay, so perfect.
46 chance. So let's say you cast 3 of them, you're looking at like a 120, 130%. So basically, every like 4 casts of puncture, you'll probably get a proc of Doombringer.
That's good. That's a really
That's
good
the
thing.
average.
That's a
Now,
really good thing.
Here's something interesting. Doombringer damage scales like a motherfucker. You
Really?
think, 23k looks normal. Bro, my Barb is proccing like 10 millions when I'm at like 5k attack power.
That's
Sometimes
really
like
interesting.
5,000% all damage, and it's like a few 100k attack power. It's scaling to 10 millions without even trying. So, the other benefit is reducing damage done. On something like a rogue, reducing damage done to enemies while proccing that quite often with a build like you have is immensely invaluable, because you get maximum life increase and you get damage reduction. You're basically just adding a Harlequin to your build with massive explosions.
Well, I also have I have a fair bit of dodge chance, and I do have really good dark shrouds. I think I capped my dark shrouds. So that's what, almost 12% per dark shroud. That's what, almost 70-ish
No.
percent.
What I am thinking for this build in particular is it's going to scale crazy high, because you can also get rid of Poison Trap if you would like. Now,
I was going to tell you why I rolled it
on.
on.
Poison damage increase from Endarials.
Well, not only that, but for once you're starting to get, so maybe not for the lower tiers, but maybe towards the higher tiers, it helps clearing out those mobs because it procs Endarials. So maybe not for quote unquote speed farming, but for doing like those higher tiers.
Yes. This is where, for my style of it, I would be using Smoke Grenade instead of Poison Trap.
Okay, because of the immediate damage that you get for the, what is it, 20% damage?
Just look to the left. Yep, there's a 25% multiplier on the first node that you have to guarantee pick up. Now you can also run the top path, and you will get cooldown reduction if you're hitting crowd control people, which is going to be dazed people. So for killing groups of elites, Doombringer is going to get a 25% damage increase along with all of your damage you're dealing. So while you're getting 10% more poison damage, unless you actually have Paragon nodes that are directly affecting your poison damage, that 25% increase is going to affect everything.
I do. I think my first node does. Yeah, so my first node tracker is damage to poisoned enemies.
Yes, but that doesn't really affect it. We're looking for like a multiplicative. Let's say your poison damage is increased by 90% based upon this. Right?
Bane, 53.5% poison damage.
Yeah, but still, it's not like if you have a shit ton of poison damage, you get a bonus. For example, if you get 10% more poison damage, that might be 10% more to your 50% attack power legendary node based on poison damage. You know, that type of idea. Like how Barbarian has damage while berserking, gives you more damage.
Correct.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because if you don't need to scale your poison damage percent, you're better off to scale your regular damage percent to be higher than scaling a poison damage percent. Now, you're not going to proc as many Endarials, but your main source of Endarials procs is going to be to simply stack up 100 mil poison, and then just simply let Doombringer proc. Because Doombringer is going to absolutely detonate groups, seeing as it does AoE damage similar to Endarials.
This is interesting. So someone in chat is like, I tried Doombringer with poison and it doesn't hit as high. Now, what kind of poison build are you using, OCD? And are you running Flurry? Are you running the same things? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to roll off I'm going to run off the poison trap. And I'm going to put it in a smoke grenade. And should I do countering or should I do subverting smoke?
Cooldown reduction, which will be countering.
Okay, so we're going to try that.
It's just going to basically reset your cooldown every single time you kill a pack. So you'll be able to speed farm packs so much faster, and the crowd control you get from smoke grenade on bosses, since it's a guaranteed daze, is also a little bit faster. So it'll help you crowd control the boss at the end a little bit better. You will notice a poison damage decrease. However, I think the actual group damage ability will just simply fly through the roof for clearing things.
Okay, well, let's give it a go. Let's give it a shot. We're going to run a 101 and we're going to test it, guys. So you tested it and you said you don't use poison trap. We're going to go ahead and test it. I'm not using dash. I'm only using shadow step. Now I'm pretty sure he is using whirlwinds, but I'm going to have him dial it back just a little bit so I can try and kill some things.
I'm giving you a tower.
You give...
You already started clearing it and I'm still in loading screen, so...
So I'm definitely noticing a larger increase for sure.
So you see that like white shockwave that comes out of enemies?
That's Doombringer.
That shockwave, that is Doombringer, yes. So pretty much you can just burst up a group and then run away, and it will just keep going. Like, you don't have to sit there on those groups like you are. You can just run away from them. The second you have DOT for like half their life, you can just keep walking. You don't need to keep fighting them. You missed one of the elites having DOT on their life. Pretty much you're going to stack up as much DOT as you can, and then once it's covered basically half their health bar, just keep moving. Like with this, just keep going. Bam, they instantly explode with the rest of their health bar. They had half their health and they detonated the entire rest of their health.
Yeah, this is definitely a little faster. I'll say that for sure.
Thing is, boss killing is going to be faster as well, because Doombringers get a proc for full damage regardless of what happens. So you're not going to have to wait for any other procs to happen.
It is interesting. I'm liking it. You'd have to go to a higher pit to see the difference. We'll go run like a 120 after this.
Definitely a higher pit, but here's the benefits of it. Doombringer damage scales up to groups, so the longer the group sits there and takes damage, the better off you're going to be anyway. So it's not like you're losing out running this.
No, not at all. It's interesting.
How much did Doombringer hit for?
It says over 23,000.
No, I'm looking at direct numbers. I have a proc here.
You said the portal's over there? I'm coming. Yeah. Is the Ring of Red Fury good? I don't think so. And you see the fortify? Yeah, I'm definitely fortifying a lot more. So it's increasing my dodge chance and increasing my survivability. So that's a good call from going from might to assimilation. That was a good call.
Yeah, you're hitting like... It's hard to say the exact numbers, but it's a fat chunk of damage. We'll try and get an exact number. Let me go maybe.
You're gonna try and clip it.
It's like an average of like 6 to 10 million, depending on what you're doing per explosion. Which isn't a lot, but the fact that they're proccing all the time against groups, seeing as every enemy has a chance to explode, means you're pretty much doing what Victimizer's doing.
That makes
but
sense.
for free.
That's just Andy's killing them. You've cleared 130s on your rogue. Yeah, let me solo the boss real quick.
Andy's is going to do a lot, but I'm curious to see, like, obviously your main damage source is definitely going to be, yeah, you're hitting like 20 mil procs when you're procced up. I was seeing 20 mil explosions from Doombringer.
Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing an increase. I've cleared 130s on your Andy rogue. I'm maxed out on this rogue. I maxed out at 137. That was my highest I've hit on this rogue.
I'm curious. I think you could do like a 140 easily with this now. Seeing as you also have the damage reduction factor from Doombringer.
On stagger, your poison tick is around 315 million. Hey, what's up, Shah? Mine was, I think the highest I've seen mine hit was like 900 million. Now granted, that was before I put Doombringer in. When I put Doombringer in, I did lose a good amount of damage over time and crowd. So I'm at 585 for damage and then 750 for crowd control. But I'm also attacking very fast. Your highest tick has been 1.4 billion. Oh, you mean consistently? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to continue to test. All right, let's go to a 120. And I'm not running anti-venons. I'm running just one pot. I'm not running the anti-venom pot. Just to let everybody know.
Anti-venom, just increase your HP.
Exactly. It's hard to test with the anti-venom for survivability because you're testing it boosted.
Hey buddy, how's it going?
Oh yeah,
Here,
you are just absolutely obliterating 120s with this.
Yeah, no, I'm getting through here very easily. And I'm not really taking any damage, to be honest.
Well, here's the benefit, right? 20% less damage. Pretty much getting Harlequin's damage reduction based on...
Wall, thank you, guy. Appreciate you.
So, I mean... Sure, they take a while to die, but...
Not really.
Things. It'll help with the speed clearing of little guys, though.
Today's just a testing day. Today we're going around just figuring out if we can scale things higher, we can do things better. What's better, what's worse.
Here's what I'm looking forward to. Sorcerer, he's going to be able to use Doombringer.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Now, everyone's looking at it like, oh, that works. But wait till you realize Azure Wrath can be stacked on Sorcerer. Now realize you can stack up like another 100 and something % non-physical damage off a sword.
I mean, there's a build for Necromancer that's used as a rat.
Yeah, but I'm thinking Sorcerer procs massively off non-physical damage being multiple elements.
Yep.
So the fact that I could run a sword that would boost that by like another 100% non-physical increase, of just like additive.
Get a G1 triple masterwork. It's about 51.
I have a 4GA Azure.
Why do you want to nerf Whirlwind Barb? Why do you want to nerf Whirlwind Barb? Let's hear this. Let's hear this, Hoagie. What about Whirlwind Barb do you feel needs to be nerfed?
Or they're gonna get buff next season.
I must say, because they're only gonna get better, to be honest.
Especially the new unique for Barb that is
Yeah.
that you can CDR.
You know what? Can I test something with you two right here while you're doing this?
Sure, go ahead.
In your next run, I would very much love, Mr. Fox, if you were to run that lovely aspect where Whirlwind pulls people in.
Oh, so I can just stack Andes on them.
So, what it means is if you pull everyone together, Fox, this lovely man's Doombringer and Endariel's procs will happen on the entire group, because currently he's limited by the fact that he has to kill single targets with a group AoE clearing build. I think that would... You guys can probably push like 140s easily. Like,
That's honestly a great support idea. I don't. I'm just wondering if they did. Oh, no. No, there's no nerfs to Whirlwind. No, not at all. I actually respec'd out of my Whirlwind to go back to Bash because I wanted to do my Barbillions again. And I hit for like 8 or 9 billion the other night when I was on.
Okay, but that's what poison. Has that bleed damage on Barb?
Yeah, my Bash bleed, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
like
still in my
6k
funny
crit
with-
and like 500 vulnerable.
Also, you know how I was stacking funny numbers with Youthquake?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, turns out that's now like the meta for stacking Rend, for stacking...
Yeah,
Vulns,
I
all
saw
shit.
that.
Yeah, everyone started stacking the damage numbers that I was breaking, and now I'm like, well, it's depression, because my tech is no longer valuable. The entire
Alright.
world has it, and they're going to claim it as their own.
So I posted a bit.
So there's 300 million. That's another 300 million.
What's crazy is how many, like, 20 million procs I'm seeing from Doombringer when you're actually consistently on the boss. Because, like, your puncture is only doing, like... It's not even getting close to 1 million per puncture. Like, you're only at, like, a few hundred K per puncture when you're fully procced.
Mm-hmm.
If you prefer, you want to push and test some stuff with that, I can just go back to my Bash Barb with the grass. Instead of swapping the aspect pulling Whirlwind. Because at the moment it's not it's pulling like 1 in the 4 Whirlwind I'm doing.
Yeah, your life is
next
chilling
season-
with Doombringer, though.
Next season
Like-
it's gonna pull better.
I wasn't sure if you'd have issues with life, but with Doombringer, you're just... Bro, I don't even see your whole blood do much.
Plus I have lifesteal.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
That's gonna benefit
More
massively.
tanky
if you're on
than
lifesteal.
a Barb with Iron Skin.
Okay, but that's just because it's a skill issue, folks.
No, I just sacrificed like 35k HP on my Barb to get the 25% crit chance.
The top left 5 to 6 mil. The trade-off isn't worth it. I'm not sure because then after this, what I'm gonna do is with the same build, I'm gonna run over to. I'm gonna put my my dagger back on. And we're gonna try it without Doombringer and see what the difference is.
I think for boss killing, Doombringer isn't quite as good, but I wonder if that's still able to be scaled in different characters or different builds, right? Because this whole build is like poison damage scaling poison damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
All right. Yeah. So I
Which is
died.
obviously is to be expected. But I wonder.
It's
Also, it probably
interesting.
doesn't help that you're doing a 2-man boss with a Whirlwind Barb.
Yeah, that is true. It is still a 2-man. Just to keeping it honest, it is still a 2-man. Probably single. I probably would have already had him dead, to be honest.
Yeah, you were way below half health.
God, you got instantly stunned and did it hit me once, so I could start Whirlwind. Now I have no fury at all. I can just buff you.
You need fury generation, brother.
I need him to hit me. There you go.
Yeah, I think I came across the same conclusion. It's not bad. You definitely see an increase maybe in like farming, but maybe on bossing, at least right now, maybe once it gets another aspect, it might be worth doing something. But we're gonna test with my dragger next. We're gonna run another 120. Because this guy should be dead by now, to be honest. But I got a whirlwind barb that's about as useful as tits in a bowl right now.
Hey, tits are useful on a bull, man. What do you mean? You've never seen like those little birds sitting on top of the bull and like they
Tits
help
on
it
a
out?
bowl,
Like,
not tits in a bowl.
yeah. No, tits on a bull, yes. Like you've never seen a bull like with just the birds on its back that like clean it and help it, you know?
I gotta be. What
Yeah,
aspect did I drop? Intercom. I dropped intercom. That was the main one that I dropped. All right, so let's just tee out. Let's just tee out.
Come on, tell me.
Barbs are too strong. Let's nerf Sorks. The only thing that Sorks are being nerfed
Oh my
on
god.
is
Kill
there was a mechanic that one of the devs brought up. They want Sorks to be able to have survivability, but they don't want anything to be quote unquote immortal, and that's where they think they fell short. They don't like the fact that Sorks get immortal because it kind of takes away from of what Sork is, if that makes sense. So yeah, so now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna take Doombringer off.
I wonder if Doombringer might be the way to go for just getting masterwork materials and running lower level pits.
Maybe lower level pits, yeah, and then we're gonna put intercom back on.
Yeah, so have a look at your intercom dagger.
It was an intercom dagger. It was an intercom ring. I had pestilent points and bursting venoms on my dagger. But now
Which
when
one did you get rid of?
I got rid of intercom.
Okay, so have a look at the dagger with pestilent points on it, and I'll tell you exactly why you were losing out.
DOT, crowd control, caltrops duration.
Caltrops duration is why. Your caltrops duration scaling by however much it's scaling by means you get this lovely, lovely bonus, because your caltrops duration would be going to like an extra probably 30-40% damage at the end of its duration. Plus you're losing out on 10% increased damage from your CC pool.
Yeah.
So you'd be losing like 30-40% damage.
I'm gonna run it
I mean,
solo
your
now real
game's
quick.
super fast clear though.
It's fine. My game literally crashed.
You know, I was trying to say the acceleration aspect, core skill, attack speed bonus isn't capped. Yeah, no, I dropped tab. Bearded guy, thank you for the tab, butter. Appreciate you, my dude, my guy, my friend. Bye bye.
Is it? No, it's not that explosion proc.
I still have an explosion proc from Shadow Imbuement.
Yeah, it's the explosion. We're seeing Doombringer doesn't have a visible explosion proc, it seems. Interesting. Well, you're definitely scaling higher poison damage, but I feel like
for
it's taking
sure.
longer for most things to die. They're still dying, but I don't know, it seems slower.
No, it's about the same.
What tier pits are you guys running?
This is a 120 right now. We're just doing some testing.
Okay. I got 5 stones from about maybe 7 runs on an 80 earlier.
Nice, nice. Keep them stacked. Wait till you get a stack of 50 and then we can do something.
Yeah.
Here's the fun part. I'm probably not going to be doing anything with stones or bosses. You know why?
Why?
Because there is this lovely thing called the public test region coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't play in the PTR, unfortunately.
I will be playing in the PTR for damn certain. And what's cool is all of our characters are already copied over to the PTR, so we don't have to grind a new tune.
Yeah. Are you gonna be streaming it?
Does a bear shit in the woods?
I was hoping so.
I'll check. I have a hard secret road and my damage sometimes gets cut in half when I'm fighting. I don't know why. That's interesting. You may have something giving you diminishing returns. Or a proc that's not buffing. So using flurry, you can get over the attack speed. Yes, my attack speed is over 90% when I'm procced. I'm doing about 18 punctures a second. But there's two rows of attack speed apparently before you can hit cap. So technically, I'm not over cap.
You know what I want to do? I want to make a max attack speed puncture that runs off basic skill damage increases.
That would be interesting. So what, you just put 5 into puncture? 5 into puncture and then just stack it?
You'd run like puncture, you'd run harlequin as well, you'd run puncture, GA plants, rapid aspect, you'd run moonrise, you'd run all that up. It'd be great. You'd just be sitting there doing like 10 million a puncture.
That'd be kind of crazy. What would you run with it to probably stack in with it? Sounds good, OC. Let me know.
Exact same thing you're using pretty much, except I wouldn't use shadow imbuement or poison imbue. I'd roll like other damage increases, like crit strikes with core skills. That way, when your flurry crits, you still get the extra attack speed bonus from that. So, if I'm not mistaken, you said it can overcap.
It can overcap. That is correct.
Exactly. So I'd run that as well, because that'd boost it up by 25 probably, because you want Moonrise on a 2-hand. What else? You'd lose Retribution, which is sad, but doesn't matter.
I tried this setup. You was running. It took me 84k to 32k. Interesting.
I tried was testing some stuff while leveling my necro, and I found a nice mage build where you don't use golem at all.
Interesting. Strictly just strictly mages.
Yep.
There's definitely a damage increase that I'm seeing. Like you scaled up to
500
you were
mil,
like
400
200
mil.
to 300k. This is kind of like 300 to 400, and you scaled into the 500 for a little bit. Now you're back up to 400. So it's like a 30% increase. But I feel like the Doombringer explosions for crowd control just is so much better for like 101s and stuff like that, where this boss would already be long dead.
There we go. Took a little longer than I would like, but still not bad. Still killed the 120, just took a little bit longer than I wanted to. Also, buddy, yo, I have a nasty rogue build seasonal. I made it a day ago in level 73. Seeker, what is the build? Riley says hi. Hi, Riley. Also, I have a buddy who has a nasty bar build. Hits 30 mil per hit. I'm assuming it's bash or flay. Or you could roll damage to any items you have health on. Okay, well, let's take a look at what I got. Let's get rid of this shit.
Also, when I was joining, you said something about armor as well.
Yeah, so I hit my armor. I wanted to roll this to dodge chance, but I need my armor cap. I have too much health. That's an interesting concept.
So
what would you put damage on a chess piece per se, where I have max life rolled in? What would you recommend? And let's kind of go back and forth.
What do your rings got on them?
Max life, attack speed, lucky hit, damage to crowd control, shadow imbue cast, and then this one is max life, DOT, and lucky hit with caltrops. It's a triple GA.
What's your amulet?
Movement speed, 2 to exploit, 2 to frigid. I have to re-roll it so I can get more to frigid and more to exploit. Actually, you know what? Let me do that now.
Okay.
Let me actually re-roll that real quick.
This makes it a little more interesting.
I'm gonna re-roll this real quick. I need 10 more. I was 10 shy. Of course, it's a 3-1. I probably won't be able to fully masterwork it, but I'll get it close. Roll the shadow imbue again. You want crit, and a few other things for the build. Interesting. Armor cap is 9230, but I don't have anything that I could roll armor off of that would help me hit it, if that makes any sense.
Maybe you could roll on your chest plate.
Oh my god, it rolled into shadow twice again. That is a kick in the nuts. I gotta roll it again.
Get fucked. Welcome to the game.
Dude, what are the odds that it makes me roll it twice, bro?
There is a reason, sir, why I roll.
It's not even a
1,000
brick.
Abdicite at a
It's
time.
worse than a brick because it's just painfully annoying.
Look, Dot, I'm gonna change your life. Just slap all 250 into Obdicite, slap all 119 into Ingolith. Once you have like 10,000 Obdicite, 10,000 Ingolith, then you worry about Nethion and you come back in like 20 decades when you run out of the other two.
This one rolled in movement speed this time. All right. We need it to roll into Frigid Finesse or Exploit. I don't care which one. It just has to roll into one of them.
Brick. Brick. Brick.
Son of a bitch, dude. What the fuck? It's rolling into the two things I don't need. This is so frustrating.
It's okay. It could be worse.
No, I think it's 30. Yeah, 30 is what I need. I need 90. This is painful. Just boom, another 5 million down the fucking pipes. It's Destiny all over again, dude. Literally, it's one of the hardest, dude. Huh, we got movement speed again.
No, how useful.
Hey, we got another rank into exploit. I'll take it because it'll level up again once I get further. So we'll probably end up with 3 ranks of exploit. God bless.
Wait, what? Wait. Hold up. You had 2 ranks of exploit. You just masterworked it. Now you have 2 ranks of exploit.
I had 1 originally.
No, you had 2. I'm pretty sure.
No, I had
Unless that
1.
was the
I had
12 out of
1 when
12
it was
had
that
2.
was already at a 12.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wait, there's no way you had 12. You had
Yeah,
2,
yeah, yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
you got
yeah, yeah, no,
plus
no.
0.
All right, now we got to farm.
Oh.
Fuck, man. All right, let's run like 10 of these, and then we'll try to roll it again. And but it's better than rolling it on Shadowcast because I don't need it because I'm rolling Shadowcast off of my amulet. What about me, Bratty? What about you?
My bad. I won't break Sorcerer next season.
What's crazy? I started playing on my Sork again last night for a little bit.
I would love to reach out to the developers and mention that they probably should make Sorcerer have more than 1 2-hand slot off. Maybe like give every class the same as what Rogue has, where you have your 1-hand and your 2-hand.
I think the only reason Sork has that is because they're the focus, right? Because then you could essentially put on 2 focuses.
What you'd do is you'd have like a wand or like a sword. But you could just literally do 2 focuses, yeah.
You got
Just
room
the
today for
changing
pit runs?
focuses
Yeah, you can
anyway.
jump in.
Didn't they switch focuses from CDR?
No, they're still CDR.
Are you sure?
100%.
Didn't they say they were doing that next season when they did the campfire chat?
I want to say yes, but I don't remember.
Let me just double check, because I'm pretty sure they said they were doing that, and that's why I was like, hold up a second. Because
Because if they take CDR off of
stuff.
focuses, that's gonna really hurt a lot of CDR builds.
Yeah, but I
Could be
think they
there
said they
soon.
wanted to do it so that it wanted so that people could have like infinite cast of stuff, right?
Yeah, they do want to get rid of like the immortal style of gameplay for Sork, but they're also giving a lot of cool stuff to Sork to account for that. So it's like give and take, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, they're doing a lot of great stuff. I love playing Sorcerer for sure.
So I'm definitely looking forward to the Chain Lightning. However, my
Dude, that's gonna be
concern-
so much fun. Plus with the weapon that you get with it too.
Look,
Oh, yeah.
my biggest concern about Chain Lightning is they're making another meta. They're stacking 570% damage, which is a hilarious number for simply one set of pants. They just spoke in their PTR chat that they were doing, in their campfire chat, about how they were looking at ways to change Tibolts because Tibolts was such a damage dealer on pants. And then they introduced the most overpowered sorcerer unique we have ever seen as
Dude,
pants.
it's crazy.
Like, I'm sorry, did we just lose brain? Is this the 1000% times 15 equals 1015%? Like, are we back on this topic again? Like,
Yeah, look what the main farming point of next season was, and I'm definitely going Whirlwind.
Yeah, next season Whirlwind's definitely gonna be probably your best bet.
Whirlwind? So, Bash is not going to get nerfed.
I mean, Bash is still gonna be great for
I
like.
saw how they were doing. Whirlwind's gonna be one of the top with Flea and Bash like this season.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
Here's the good thing. They're not nerfing things like Bash. Here's the bad thing. They're not buffing anything else to bring it up to standard. They're just giving us more uniques. Which I don't mind.
But they're also putting tempering on uniques already, so they're pre-tempering uniques.
Just
So,
for the unique alone, Whirlwind
here
pulls
is
up
what I
like
think.
an entire tier.
Can't join chat. I'll fix it in a second, buddy.
Here's what I think is going to happen. They've already told us that Season 5 is going to be a short season.
Yeah, shortest season they had.
So, what I am thinking is going to happen is this lovely short season is going to be the prelude. They're going to absolutely break the ever-living shit out of this game.
Oh yeah, they're gonna give
With
you everything you want.
uniques.
And then
Like,
season
no,
6, they're gonna
no.
sweep the rug, baby.
No. So, look at it this way, right? We have a season of buffs. Why would they change the meta for the shortest season they can, when instead they can introduce more uniques, they can work on spending a season where they're solving the problem of uniques being terrible, right? This gives them a perfect filler opportunity. We don't have to have an entire long-ass season of the exact same meta all over again, or all the uniques are being
Which is why
overtuned
they're
and now
doing.
They have a crazy meta. Exactly. They have a grace period where they can fuck with
That's
the game.
with introduce unique, but pre-season, pre-extension.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
the?
then if everyone's
That's a first. I died.
We hate this. You stepped in poison pool for too long. No dark shards active.
50 new uniques, gonna be nice.
Yeah. Well, it's like 50 new legendary / uniques. So the way to play the game is going to get completely changed. While the meta is going to stay the same for the most part in terms of like this season's meta being really good, it's going to change because next season
Because that blow removed the
Stream
seed
dying,
meaning on
Dotsie.
it.